Happy day, students. Today I am going to deal with 12th standard English, second unit, second poem, Our Cashew Tree, written by Toru, the book back exercises. Dear students, now turn to page 54 so that we can do the fill in the blanks. Choosing the words from the box given. Okay. The cashew nut tree is tall and strong with a creeper winding around it like a python. The tree stands like a giant with a colorful scarf of flowers. Birds surround the garden and the sweet song of the birds is heard. The poet is delighted to see the cashew nut tree through her casement. She sees a grey monkey sitting like a statue on top of the tree, the cows grazing and the water lilies springing in the pond. The poet feels that the tree is dear to her not for its impressive appearance but for the nostalgic memories of her happy childhood that it brings to her. She strongly believes that nature communicates with human beings. The poet could communicate with the tree even when she was in a far-off land, as she could hear the tree lamenting her absence. The poet consecrates the tree's memory of her loved ones who are not alive. She immortalizes the tree through her poem like the poet William Wordsworth, who sanctified the yew tree of Borrowdale in verse. She expresses her wish that the tree should be remembered out of love and not just because it cannot be forgotten. Now question 2. Based on your understanding of the poet, you can see. What is the creeper compared to? The creeper is compared to a python. B. How does the creeper appear on the tree? The creeper has wound itself around the rugged trunk of the casuarina tree like a huge python. The creeper has left deep marks on the trunk of the tree. C. Describe the garden during the night. During the night, a bird produces sweet sound which is like a song. It goes on as it has no end. D. How does the poet spend her winter? She looks through the window. Mostly in winters, a grey baboon is seen sitting on the crest of the tree, seeing the sunrise with her younger ones, leaping and playing in the tree's boughs. The shadow of the tree appears to fall on the huge water tank. Question E. Name the bird that sings in the poet's garden. Kokila, a bird similar to cuckoo, sings in the poet's garden. Question F. Why is the cashew nut tree dear to poet's heart? Toru Dutt says that it is not because of the majestic appearance of the casuarina tree that it is dear to her heart and soul, but because she, along with her siblings, spent happy moments under it. Question G. Does nature communicate with human beings? Yes, nature communicates with human beings. H. What has Wordsworth sanctified in his poem? Wordsworth has sanctified the yew trees of Borrowdale. Question I. To whom does Toru Dutt want to consecrate the tree's memory? The poet wishes to consecrate the tree's memory and importance for the sake of those who are now dead. Moving on to the question J. The cashew nut tree will be remembered forever. Why? J. The cashew nut tree will be remembered forever. Why? The tree will be remembered out of love and not just because it cannot be forgotten. so the tree will be remembered forever. Moving on to the third question. Read the lines given below and answer the questions that follow. You see the appreciation questions. A. A creeper climbs in whose embraces bound no other tree could live. Question 1. Which tree is referred to in the above lines? Casuarina is referred to in the above lines. Question 2. How does the tree survive the tight hold of the creeper? The tree is so strong that it bears the tight hold of the creeper. Third one. Why does Thorudat use the expression a creeper climbs? Thorudat uses the expression because really a creeper climbs on the casuarina tree. Moving on to B. The giant wears the scarf and flowers are hung in crimson clusters all the bough among. First one. Who is the giant here? The casuarina tree is the giant here. Second one. Why is the scarf colorful? The scarf is colorful because it is made of crimson colored flowers. Moving on to next one, that is C. Fear, trembling, hope and death the skeleton, and time the shadow, and though weak the verse, that would thy beauty feign, O feign, rehearse, may love defend tree from oblivion's curse. First one, what does the poet mean by the expression, may love defend thee from oblivion's curse? The poet means that the tree should not be forgotten. Second one, what does the expression feign convey? Feign means eager, so it means the poet is eager to make the tree holy. Next one you see. Third question, what does the poet convey through the expression fear, trembling, hope? The poet hopes that the memory of this tree will live on in her poem as the memory of trees celebrated by Wordsworth has lived on in that poet's work. Next one you see. Now we shall see ERC. Turn to page 56. ERC first one. Dear is the casuarina to my soul. Reference. This line is taken from Our Casuarina Tree written by Thorudat. Context. The poet wants to express how important the tree is for her. Explanation. The poet feels that the tree is dear to her not for its gallant appearance but for the nostalgic memories of her happy childhood that it brings to her. Thorudat says that it is not because of the majestic appearance of the casuarina tree that it is dear to her heart and soul, but because she, along with her siblings, spent happy moments under it. Moving on to B. It is the tree's lament and eerie speech. Reference. This line is taken from Our Casuarina Tree written by Thorudat. Context. The poet imagines that she hears a murmur which is the lament of the tree. Explanation. The poet feels that the tree is dear to her not for its gallant appearance but for the nostalgic memories of her happy childhood that it brings to her. The poet laments the loss of loved ones. She already imagines consolation for such a loss. She alludes to an unknown land that is nevertheless well known to the eye of faith. The murmur which she imagines to hear is like an eerie speech, which means strange and frightening. Moving on to C. Unto thy honor, tree beloved of those who now in blessed sleep for a repose. Reference. This line is taken from Our Casuarina Tree written by Thorudat. Context. The poet is eager to sanctify the memory of the tree. Explanation. You see, the poet feels that the tree is dear to her not for its gallant appearance but for the nostalgic memories of her happy childhood that it brings to her. The poet wishes to consecrate the tree's memory and importance for the sake of those who are now dead and looks ahead to death, hoping that the tree be spared obscurity. Moving on to the next question, fifth one. Identify the figure of speech used in each of the extracts given below and write down the answer in the space given below. The first one is done for you. Like a huge python winding round and round the rugged trunk indented deep viscous. The figure of speech is simile. Another one is zoomorphism. Why? Because that creeper is compared to a python. Moving on to the second one. A creeper climbs in whose embraces bound no other tree could live, but gallantly the giant bears the scarf and flowers are hung. The figure of speech is metaphor. Okay. Moving on to C. A grey baboon sits statue-like alone. The figure of speech is simile. D. The water lilies spring like snow en masse. The figure of speech is simile because like is there. E. What is that dirge-like murmur that I hear like the sea breaking on a shingle beach? The figure of speech is simile because there is like. So, dear students, hope you have understood the poem book back answers. Please do revise and I shall see you in the next class. Thank you.